Hello, everyone. I usually start with my intro. However, after watching episode 48, I don't know what to say. It was a great episode, a sad one, but a great one nonetheless. And I have notes. And yet I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. However, I do know that I will talk about Ikki and I will talk about George, definitely. And the Easter egg, of course. In regards to Ikki, Sakura and Daiji and Vice are trying their best to prevent Ikki from transforming. Of course, George is forcing Ikki's hand. He almost transformed, but he didn't. And both Sakura and Daiji went to the hospital to meet up with Hana and Takumi and just talk and maybe brainstorm on how to, prevent Ikki from transforming. But at the end of that scene, they realized that they're preventing Ikki from being Ikki. It was because of Ikki that he helped and saved all those people in that room. They reminisced and how Ikki tried his best, his hardest to help them, and save them, which he has. And because of that realization, they went to Ikki and they gave him their blessing. And, they had that group hug and at the same time though, Ikki's parents are in the other room crying. And not necessarily crying, but they're sad. And Vice, of course, he was sad too. And then leading up to the very end, he saved George at the cost of, of Sakura and Daiji's memories. So he doesn't know him anymore. Now the question is, how is he going to regain his memories? And Vice has the theory that maybe if he gets destroyed, Ikki's memories may return. The thing is, we don't know the consequences of that. If he does gets his memory back, what are the long-term consequences? Because look what happened with Daiji. He became out of balance. So what's going to happen with Ikki? So we're going to find out in the last 2 episodes. Now, with George, everything that I spoke of in the past were confirmed in this episode. He is in mourning. He is lashing out. And hear me point blank told the siblings, I know the reason why he's doing this. He wants to destroy his father's legacy. He wants revenge. And after he gets wind of Ikki's memories from Ikki himself, he went to the weekend house and in the hopes of finding something that could help George and of course help Ikki in stopping him from transforming. And he found an old photo. Actually, Vice did, but who cares? And that old picture was Mini George and his dad. Hikaru knows that room and realized that, hey, wait a minute, it's the same room as the one upstairs. And all those people involved realized that the house that they were staying at was actually the Karazaki's old house. They were living at his house. And they discovered a secret room. And that secret room was actually George's old room. Dr. Karazaki kept it clean. He kept everything from all pictures, drawings, awards, everything. He kept everything. And Hirumi discovered something that could help George ease his pain. So fast forward into the battle, Ikki was asking questions as to why George hated his dad. George said that his father was trying to take control of his life by transferring his demon inside of him. And it was not true. According to Ikki, he did it out of love because he figured, if I cannot be in this world any longer, he will have a piece of him inside of his own son. But he didn't look at it that way. Not only that, he's trying to prove something. George created a driver by himself and without the power of demons. And with it, he will destroy the writer systems, the vistamps he helped to create, and usher in his legacy, his own legacy. He had something to prove. But Ikki said that you're wrong, and I'm gonna prove it to you. By using the very system you and your father helped create, I will defeat you using them. And he did. And of course, George, flabbergasted, he was defeated. He's not gonna give up. Hirumi stepped in and said, that's it, you're done, it's over. And he hands over what he saw in that room. And there were drawings. There were drawings that he did back when he was a little boy. Of course, in the beginning, he was like, no, I don't want to see them, it doesn't matter anymore. But when he looked closely, he realized that his father indeed loved him. He kept those. And those drawings were drawings of T-Rex, praying mantis, gorilla, the shark, what else? And the other creatures that were used on those V-stamps. Dr. Karizaki used George's drawings to create the V-stamps. So in a way, George and Dr. Karizaki did create the V-stamps. And George, without realization, he just melted down. He broke down. That bottle, that wall he created broke down. And he was in tears. He was crying, he was yelling, he was screaming. And he said, "Why did you abandon me again? Why did you leave me? How would I move on without you? I need you. I wish, we had extra time to work things out." He's letting everything out. And I wish that all those people involved would have gave him a hug and let him just cry out. His friends are hugging him. That would have been an icing on the cake. It would have been extra powerful, but it didn't happen. That scene, the actor who plays George deserves an applause, an Oscar. It was really good. It was really good. And of course, Ikki lost his memories. And that's the end of the episode. I'm telling you, this episode was really good. The actors gave it their all, And this episode itself just reaffirms what I just said in the past. The poor man was grieving. And he had problems with his dad, of course, rightfully so. But he had regrets. And everything he had bottled up inside just broke and he's just lashing out. And with his friends finding, finding the truth that Dr. Karizaki indeed loved him. He created the V-stamps because of George's drawings. He indeed loved him. And finding out the truth made him stop and made him realize that his father indeed loved him in his own way. Of course, he did wrong by abandoning him and just focused on doing, work and the gift stuff and all that. I get that. But I'm sure during those times, he never stopped thinking about his son. Even at the end, where he said, please, after I'm gone, can you please help and guide my son? Support him while I'm gone, please. At the very end, he thought about his son, and that was very powerful. And I hope that at the last 2 episodes, he found peace. He found peace. Let's hope so. I think he will. But yeah, this is just a roller coaster ride. And guys, this is from the heart. I didn't even look at the notes because, like I said earlier, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. And sure, I mumble a few things, and it's just my mind is so scrambled because I don't know, like, my mind is weird. My mind is weird because I don't know what to say, what comes after, before, I don't know. But I hope by the end of this review, I hope that my feelings were clear. I hope so, Guys, have you seen episode 48? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? And most importantly, did I forget anything? If in case I did, please write in the comments below. Because honestly, like I said, it was about Ikki's memories and of course George. And the rest, it was non-existent. Also, before I go, the whole discovering of George's old room in the drawings, that's a throwback to Ryuki. Ryuki had a similar scene where the brother and the sister were drawing together, and they were drawing creatures that they were used later on in the future to battle against the riders. They were the ones who created the mirror monsters, to the creatures that the riders were used to defeat the monsters. They created that. It's such a throwback to Ryuki, and they used it here. And my God, that was great. That was really great. And for those who haven't seen Ryuki, I recommend you watch it. It's really good. So this episode is all about a father's love and just, burying George's pain, and I hope George will find peace, and we'll see what's going to happen with Ikki's memories in the last 2. Thank you guys for sticking it out, and I hope I made my feelings clear, and I will see you all on the other side of oblivion. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright guys, Johnny!